Hello everyone, my name is Ben and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, despite the title of this video, I will urge you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as although yes, I am selling my M3, I do have some very exciting plans and modifications to my new car on the horizon, so make sure you don't miss that by hitting the subscribe button. But anyway, hello everyone, my name is Ben, welcome back to another video. Yes, unfortunately, I am going to be parting ways with my United 2 M3, a car that has been my dream car for a number of years now. However, the time has come to sell it, and I will explain why, but I know what a lot of you are thinking. You're probably thinking,
but
oh
Ben,
God, not
how
you
could
again.
you do this? How could you sell your dream car, your
Yes,
E92 M3? You've only had it
good...
for 8 months. You've
I
done
know
so
you're
much
upset.
to it. It's such a good car. 422 brake. It's been remapped by Mallory Performance. You've just taken it to the Nürburgring.
Yep,
it's such a good car. No car you ever get will be as good as this. Your replacement had better be good. It better be an R8 or something. I swear to God, because you cannot sell this car. But anyway, yes, I am selling my M3. I know a lot of you may be shocked or upset by the news, but anyway, let's jump in the car, go for a drive, and I will explain everything. I bet my neighbours won't miss that. So then, to recap, I bought this car in February of this year, which is 2020. Now, the original plan was to just buy this car, do the things it needed, the wheels, the tyres, little bits and bobs, tidy it up and put it up for sale, make a big profit. Now, that didn't entirely go to plan. Here we are 8 months later, and I've put around 8,000 miles on the car. Now, this car for a number of years has been a true dream car of mine. I almost bought one right at the same time I bought my Z4 35IS. However, I couldn't justify at the time, well, even now, the £590 a year road tax, which is just astronomical, really, isn't it? It's just ridiculous. It's costing me like 50 quid a month. It's too high. So I didn't buy one just then, and then this one came up at a brilliant price. So I bought it and sold my Porsche boxed rest for it, because simple fact of the matter, this car tried to kill me the day I bought it, and for that reason I just fell in love. Essentially, it's cool, it's got the power, it sounds fantastic, and they're just some of the reasons why it is my dream car. Now, I did mention that I already have the M3 replacement. It's actually parked at home. That will be revealed in the next video. Now, I wouldn't get your hopes up too much. Like, to me, a replacement for this car would be a Gen 1 Audi R8, or I don't know, a Mustang, or something like that. Anything around that kind of 30 grand margin would be an ideal and suitable replacement for this car. And even then, I think this car might still be better, but Jesus, I'm going to miss that. But yeah, like I was saying before I got distracted, don't set your hopes up too high for the replacement car. It's still a good car. It's a car I've bought to kind of continue my channel and still have a nice car to waft around in, essentially. But the main reason I am selling my M3 is for a house. That is pretty much it. I have already an agreement in principle all set up, so I can now start viewing houses, or maybe flats. I'm thinking of flat for my kind of first kind of gaff. Maybe a nice modern flat, I think that'd be nice. So essentially, I need to top up my deposit, hence the sale of this car. Now, as much as that saddens me, you know, you've got to do what you got to do, haven't you? I've got to get on the property ladder. I'm 25 now. I really want my own place and my own space. Now, it's not to say that somewhere down the line and in the future that I will never have one of these cars again. I'm sure I will. And if one come up at the right money, I would certainly buy one. That's how good this car is. I would have another one. So I'm buying a house. I'm very excited. And yeah, it's time to be an adult, isn't it? I say kind of my first step is getting that agreement in principle. And here we are. The car is for sale. There will be a link to it down below if it hasn't already sold at the time you're watching this. Only serious people, please. If you're going to message me and offer me 10 grand, then don't bother. And yeah, we've had my fun in it. It's been fun to modify. The map is great. It sometimes cracks and pops out of the exhaust. If you guys want to see any videos on the car whilst I still have it, then please leave your suggestions in the comments section below, and I will certainly try and honour that whilst I have the car. Traction control flashing there. But yes, that also brings me on to my last road trip with the car. I took this car to the Nürburgring, which if you watch my first ever video, you will have seen how much of an occasion and just how much that meant to me. It did get rather emotional. I feel whenever you buy an M car, especially an M3, the kind of unspoken rule is you take it to the Nürburgring, and this car just completely exceeded all my expectations on that trip. Getting there, it was a comfortable GT car. Due to COVID, we couldn't get out the car, which wasn't a problem because these seats are so comfortable and you just whack it in cruise control and it's just like a normal 3 Series, except for it's a V8 that gets 28 mpg on the motorway. However, it was very good. And then once I got to the Nürburgring, I pushed this M button like so, and the car just woke up and become the ultimate track car. Oh, and it was just fantastic. So I deep down knew when I was booking the Nürburgring that that was the kind of last hurrah, the final farewell for this car essentially. And that's why I did it. I wanted to enjoy the car on a road trip like I did my Z4 35IS. Took that on a road trip and just loved it. I fell in love with it and I just miss it so much even to this day. And I know that it's going to be very, very sad to see this car go, and I will probably regret it, but when I've bought my first house, like, will I regret it that much at the end of the day? So yeah, and I'll still have a cool car in the garage, and I don't want to give too much of it away, but some of you might think, oh God, here we go. And some of you might like it, and I would urge you not to unsubscribe just because I'm selling this car. As I mentioned at the start of the video, yes, I have a replacement. No, it's sadly not an Audi R8, as much as I would love that. But I still think it's quite interesting. I've got some very cool things planned for it. I've got some good mods planned for it, and I think it's going to look really, really cool. If not the best, without saying a name, out there. That's what I'm hoping anyway. But yeah, that's not the end of the channel. That's not the end of me buying cars. That's not the end of me modifying cars. And if anything, I might bring a house series to the channel if that's something you guys would like to see. You know, going through the stages of bought my house, my empty house, and then essentially modifying, or I think the house term is renovating a house. I've got my eye on a little coach house at the minute. I just want to make it really modern. Big TVs, spotlights, white and grey walls, grey carpets, corner sofas. Things like that quite excite me. I feel over the years I've had some very exciting cars. I've had some very great cars, bonkers cars like this. But it's time to just grow up a little bit, buy a house, get on the property ladder. Now, things I can say between this and the new car, as far as costs go, this costs £590 a year road tax. My new car cost 345, I think it is. This does about 18 to the gallon, 27 on the motorway. This new car will do about 30, 40 mpg. A set of tyres for this, a set of Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's which are on it, a set cost 780 quid, I think it was, whereas the tyres for the new car is just over 450. So it's cost saving things like that. So hopefully when I am running my own house and I've got bills to pay, things like that, the plan is the cheaper car will be much more financially just better to run. I will be able to financially be able to own a second car alongside my daily, whereas if I had this car would just bankrupt me. It's simple fact. I think we should have a little sound test as we go through this little kind of village. So listen to that decatted. Slowing down because people are looking at me. Sorry. This car sounds fantastic. Let's not forget this car is running the primary decats and the 2.5 pipe back box mod, along with the Mallory Performance tune. Now, although that didn't add a tremendous amount of power, I can feel it in the lower end RPMs, like in the lower torque. It has definitely gained that. I remember before, anyway, I remember before you'd put your foot down in kind of 6th and not a lot would happen, to be fair, whereas now it actually picks up and goes, so that is fantastic. And whoever buys this car is going to have a steal at the end of the day, because it's had a lot done to it. It's been well looked after. I've loved owning it. I've done some very spicy modifications to it. The service history is ridiculous. It's like OCD. It's so good. So it's been well taken care of. It's a fantastic car. It's great to drive. Oh man, am I really selling this? God, I will regret it. I will. I already am, to be fair. But there we have it then, guys. I think I'm going to wrap up the video there. I'm pretty sure I've covered everything I needed to, got everything off my chest. And yeah, I hope you're not too sad at the news that the M3 is up for sale and it will soon be no more. I am very sad by that, but just look what's on the horizon. Future house buying, potentially a house buying, potentially a house buying and renovation series. If that's what you want to see, then let me know in the comments down below. But it is time to get rid of the expensive cars, the powerful cars, and just focus on buying my first house and getting into property, essentially getting onto the property ladder finally. But yeah, if you want to try and guess what the M3 replacement is, leave it in the comment section down below. And of course, let me know if you want to see a house renovation series. I'll bring that to the channel as well if there's enough interest for it. But anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video despite the kind of sad nature of getting rid of the car. If you have, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. And of course, make sure you don't miss out on my announcement video and any of my future upcoming content with the car and the house by hitting the subscribe button and the little notification bell. The support really does mean a lot, guys. I'm glad you've enjoyed the content I have made for you. If you haven't already, go check out my Nürburgring playlist. That was such a good trip and such a good time with the car, but unfortunately all good things must come to an end. And it's sad, but it's true. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop waffling. Once again, thank you very much for watching this video and for the support as always, and I'll see you in the next one.